At the time of revolution, I was serving in military. All Iranians, it was mandatory to serve 2 years in military, which I was as an officer. We uprised against our commanders, and we took to the streets, and the followers of us, which they were young, educated people, hand to hand, we brought the government down.
And then what happened? How did the Islamic Republic hijack the revolution?
As we can see, many uprisings and revolutions around the world, if people are not careful, it can be sort of easily stolen by propaganda, by media, and especially by the ruling class elite. With the money and the power and the media they have in their hands, they started disarming the revolutionaries in Iran. And unfortunately, when the disarming happened, the Islamic Republic showed its real face. And they showed that there is no democracy, it's a dictatorship. And since the 1980s, we have been faced with many economical problems around the world similar, and as well as that, a dictatorship of not having personal and social freedom, as well as many of us, we live in exile, including myself, because of difference of ideas.
I understand that the Islamic Republic killed a lot of the people, the revolutionaries.
That is absolutely true. From 1979 to 1982, when I had to leave Iran, based on my background and education, my father, my uncle, and my classmates being in the revolutionary parties, the Islamic government, according to the statistics that we have, which are absolutely true, they executed hundreds and thousands of people, at least 120,000.
120,000 people.
That is absolutely true. And this never stopped even after that. And we, as everyone knows, unfortunately, we lost about 2 million in the Iraqi invasion of Iran by the support of United States government. And even after that, there are still, as we can see in the new elections, which they are sort of a show, the world is noticing and witnessing that there is no freedom and there is no opportunity in Iran for people to really voice their voices.
You say the elections were a show. You don't believe that Ahmadinejad won, or by that number?
As is evident from my friends and classmates and comrades and workers and farmers and majority of people, these numbers are absolutely fabricated. They are all identical in different 14 states that we have, and mathematically and geologically and politically it's unbelievable. It cannot happen that way. No one knows the exact numbers, but the results are absolutely wrong, and that's why everyone is angry and people are showing that to the whole world.
Now, there's some different ways to look at this. The neoconservatives look at this and say, this is a confirmation of everything we've been saying. Iran is a horrible place, and that's why we have to smash it to bits. Do you feel that way?
No, Iranians need to be left on their own. We don't need any foreign powers to come and interfere with our own domestic affairs. And we are 70 million people that we have enough educated people that we can decide for ourselves. The only thing Iranian needs, they need a solidarity from humanitarian forces around the world, that they stay at our side.
Now, some people on the left in the U.S. are claiming that these crowds that are supporting Mousavi are just middle-class people stirred up by promises from the CIA, and that this is something we should not be interested in.
Well, Iranians don't pay attention to a small fraction of left in any country. What is important for Iranians are that majority of people, they like to have freedom, dignity, respect, and they like to make decision for themselves. They are sick and tired of having an forcing government, the Islamic Republic, that it is a dictatorship, and people have decided it's not the matter of Mousavi anymore. People's slogan these days are down with the Islamic government and down with the dictatorship. And the idea of Mousavi is also himself one of the rulers. He used to be a prime minister, and his history is known by Iranian people. Therefore, that is not valid anymore.
And he was part of the ruling group that smashed the revolutionaries, is that right?
He has been prime minister at the time, and his records is really anti-labor. Most of the workers and the farmers, they never got any benefit from his reforms.
Now, we don't see the huge protests that we're talking now, August 11th. I don't remember the dates anymore, but a month or two ago. We don't see the huge rallies, but is there still active resistance and protest?
Yes, there are a lot of sporadic strikes, and actually there is a talk amongst the revolutionaries in Iran that they are getting together and they like to have unified, massive combination of collaboration of farmers and workers and teachers and students. And we are hoping that in near future would be some mass uprising and general strikes to show that this government is shaken up and it's time for them to pass the flame to the new generation.
Thank you very much for this interview.
Thank you.
If you live anywhere near Connecticut, mark Sunday, September 20th in your calendar. On that date, journalist Dar Jamail will be speaking in Connecticut. He's an independent journalist. He's been to Iraq many times and has a lot to say. For details, go to our website, thestruggle.org. That's our program for today. See you next week at this time. I'm Stanley Heller, and this is The Struggle.